where lately we've been really hammering in on Pizza Pets, of course. You've seen a lot of updates through season one and season two. I hope that everybody that's here right now is at least familiar with what we're talking about. There's been a announcement last week that we're doing a Pizza Pets competition. This is a map building competition that we've spent a lot of time crafting together. All you have to do is create a map, submit it into our form that we have pinned to our Pizza Pets game page, and you are submitted in for the competition. We recently, at the beginning of this week, announced yesterday that any submission that's valid, that means follows all the rules, qualifies for a lucky draw. That means that you don't even have to come in first, second, or third. If you just try, you just give it your most valiant effort, then you have a chance to win a Pizza Pet Immortal. The winner of the competition wins 11 Immortals, which is a full breeding set. Second place wins 6 Immortals, which is actually over half a breeding set. And then the third place wins 1 Pizza Pets Immortal that you'll be able to use and play in the upcoming game, or do with whatever you would like with, because you earned it and you won it. With all that being said, we are going to emphasize a couple things in this video, like the lucky draw that I just mentioned, the fact that we just announced a hard deadline. If you haven't been keeping up, we literally just within the last 10 minutes announced that next Monday, that is March 31st, is the hard deadline of submitting your map. So don't wait until last minute. Get it submitted by Sunday night. Don't wait until Monday morning. Get it submitted now. We want to see it, and we want to be able to talk about it in the show. We're live with our normal show right now, but we might even go live an extra time this week to talk about some of the submissions. But in this show particularly, we're going to be talking about the current submissions so far, the process. Fred did a stream over the weekend. I want to hear about that with some other Pizza Ninjas community on building their maps and so much more. So a lot being said, that was a long introduction, Fred. How are you doing today, man?
Oh, man. Yeah, we needed that, though. It was good. It was a great weekend. Moving apartments next week. So this might be my last Tuesday stream out of this spot. Really, really stoked. And yeah, honestly, this last weekend, I had some time alone because my woman left the apartment. And then I could nerd out with actually Troll Farmer and Shen, who joined me to build some maps. And I kind of, you know, when you sometimes just need that nudge to get pushed into the cold water, I sensed that they wanted to build a map, but they were procrastinating it a little bit. And I was just like, come on, guys, there's no escaping. We got to do it live in front of others. That's just the best way. And we got some good questions out the way as well. So I think that's actually just the best way to do anything, is just like go live about it. Let's do it.
I think that was the first time I ever saw Troll Farmer live. Now, I've met Troll Farmer. He's like an avid adventure spirit. He comes to all the events all over the world. He even helped us out in one of our recent events. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him behind the camera before. So that was nice to see. I noticed, though, he hasn't submitted his yet.
He hasn't. So obviously, with things like this, if you're a little bit ambitious and creative, you can go ballistic on the maps. And maybe that's what we can expect from Troll Farmer. You know, with this thing, you can put in an hour of effort and submit something and qualify for the lucky draw, or you can put in days of effort and submit something that's hard to compete with, I would say. Right.
I mean, we spent 3 months to get a single immortal, you know, much less like getting a full set of immortals for spending some time to actually try to win that grand prize. So I think it's worth it, you know, like a full set like that's pretty nice. You know, if you'd have told me a couple months ago you could win a competition, get a full set, you tell me that now, right? Even though I've grinded myself trying to get some of these immortals, that's pretty nice. So I'm excited to see some crazy maps. There's actually a couple that have been submitted that I haven't looked at yet. We're going to look at later on in this live stream. We got Tio in the chat with the his PFP as an immortal. Super cool. Saying that thank the Lord the deadline is Monday. Still need to work on my map. You still have time.
You got it, Tio.
Yeah, there's still time, but I do recommend you do it sooner than later, just to be able to go ahead and get that in. I think that we've updated some more immortals to display as well, like as like the 3D versions of them. But even if we don't have any new ones, I'm about to check. Yeah, I don't remember if this was last week or not, but we'll just act like it wasn't and just go from there.
Colvin is new, I
Yeah,
think.
the Colvin. Yeah, the Colvin. So this is the wrong screen. We're gonna share this screen, and let me remove this comment so we can see each other. So we've revealed the Aquafin, the Electroid, the Gale Wing, the Flamora, the Mythtail, and the Petrel's not yet. And the Frostfang was last week. We talked about that last week. Just having this like feminine, agile, like care immortal that really adds like shakes things up a bit. And yeah, now we got the Colvin, which also
Yeah.
looks very agile. It's got like the Wolverine style spikes coming out of the wrist, which is super cool. Yeah, I really I think this one's super cool. I could see this like one like climbing buildings, being able to get around things and all that. We got Troll Farmer in chat. We'll have some special eggs on Sunday and finish it. Some special eggs, huh?
That was he was roasting me because I was eating eggs on stream, and
Ah,
I don't know. It was a hilarious sesh because first of all, it was also the first time I saw Troll live on stream, but he actually was streaming from his family's basement, which
ew.
is really the best base to build a sick map from. And if I had a basement, I mean, I would be in the basement too.
I need that alpha on Vegas from Troll Farmer because he's been to Vegas a lot, and that's where the Bitcoin conference is going to be at this year. And of course, Pizza Ninja is going to be there making a big scene. But he always tells me how he gets these like special deals, and he just spends a couple of nights in Vegas. So I would love to. I need the alpha on that. Uh, Theo said I was not expecting Culverin to be more like a monkey type bullish.
Same.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like once you see it, I feel like once you like really look at it, it makes sense. But like it would have been hard to like, predict that, right? It's almost got like a hybrid like monkey slash dinosaur face. And then the rest of the body is just like agile, fast and stuff.
This makes me want
So
to have an army of Colvins, just go full savage on them.
we haven't even read the description yet. So a smoldering ember creature that is Pat Earth, part Earth, I don't know, part Earth, part fire, and theme. Colvin charges up by heating itself, then unleashes powerful attacks on subsequent turns. It can emit smoke clouds, reducing enemy vision, or absorb fire attacks for self buffs. Colvin acts as a catalyst. It's sturdy, deals decent damage once heated, and greatly enhances combos with Flamora or Electroid. It's a hybrid bruiser, synergy catalyst, can harness fire hits for buffs. So that's going to be like the role that it plays in the game. And again, when you're making these maps, like try to consider game theory, like of when you're how would these different types of creatures get around? I've seen a lot of them to where it would be like impossible, for them to be able to get through. And I don't know, just anything that adds to the complexity of the map. I guess with enough teasing on like telling people what to do with their maps. Let's actually look at some maps. You think we're ready for that already, or too soon?
Oh no, I'm keen. I was looking at them
All
all
right.
week. I was kind of thinking like, how would I roast them on stream? Because
Okay.
as I said, you see when people put in the work, and you see when people maybe just started out with one, and there's some things that are non-symmetrical, which is all fine. I mean, as soon as you just got to start with this thing. That's my thesis on it. Just put one foot in front of another.
Yeah, and you could always submit multiple too. So if you like make one, submit. Okay, let me clarify. Because actually I've already had this happen. Submit multiple. You can submit multiple, but it's got to be different maps. I had somebody submit like the same map twice. No trying to game the system. Obviously like manually remove that and I'm watching for it. But let's say you like create a map, that like you want to create a better map, but you want to go a different direction with it. Instead of scrapping it, why don't you just go ahead and follow the guy or follow the competition rules and submit that, and then do your other one, and then submit that one separately. The more the merrier, as long as it's like clearly different. I don't. Nobody's done this yet, but like we're not talking about like swapping out like a couple tiles and calling it a different map to try to get that lucky draw. Like we'll see when like somebody's gaming it. But yeah, I mean, my main stress there is if you see If you're just not like, if you're like, I can do more, but I need to start over, well, go ahead and finish that one, submit that one, and then start over. But with all that being said, let's take a look. I haven't even watched this one yet. This is by David Scandroli,
Cool.
part of the Dog Army, Web3 Bitcoin believer. So yeah, let's take a look at it. I haven't seen this. This gonna be new for me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
Ultimate battlefield in Pizza Pets. A
Um,
world split by the river of war, where every decision leads to triumph or total defeat. The bridge is the fastest way across, but every step puts you in the crosshairs. The hidden cave offers stealth, but once inside, there's no turning back. Only the most cunning players will know how to control these vital paths. The ancient temples hold untold secrets. Those who claim them will unlock unimaginable power. Deep within the city warehouses, supply caches are waiting. Control them, and you'll hold the key to survival. The energy mining hubs are not just ruins. They are lifelines. Will you protect them, or let your enemies drain their power? The frozen tundras slow down the weak, but reward those who endure. The volcanic wastelands are a fiery nightmare, filled with riches and ruin. Only the fearless will thrive. Time is running out. Paths are set, and war is upon us. The battle for Nexus will test strategy, strength, and survival instincts. Master its secrets, seize its power, and carve your legacy into the battlefield. Only the strongest will prevail.
Can you hear that? I did some
I
claps
do gotta
too.
I do gotta say, he came correct on the lore. David, good job. This
That
made
was
me
sick,
excited.
dude. I like this a lot. Like, if I didn't know what Pizza Pets was and I just wanted to play a game and like I saw this as like a preview to the game, I'd be like, that looks dope. I want to play that game. Like, yeah, that's so cool, man. Even like, okay, so like obviously I do content, so like I respect even little stuff like the little graphic how the bridge pops up and then you have a pointer to the bridge indicating that's where the bridge is. Like that's that I like that, right? It's different. It's like even that slight animation shows more effort than like just saying bridge and circling it. Then the same thing with the cave, same thing with everything. But yeah, man, like every aspect of this was really cool from like where he put the energy hubs to like that like under that little cave battle that you see going down right between the Aquafin and the Electroid. Yeah, I really this is one of my favorites so far. He obviously probably used like AI like 11 Labs AI voice, which like is totally cool. Like it sounds great. Sounds better than me saying the ancient temples were the ones at the quarters of the map. Like it sounds super like buttery smooth, which is like another thing. Like you don't have to dox yourself to do these. Like some people could if they want to, like do a video with them in it. But this is a very well done map and video. I like how textured it is. Like it's like it goes from the clear underground that's like under the map kind of bumps up to the like flat ground, and even on the flat ground has some elevated parts. It's not symmetrical but in a good way, I think. Like it's one of those things like it's not symmetrical but it still works. Like you still have like volcano, tower to tower. um you still have symmetry, I guess, like even the water. I don't know if that's exactly the same blocks, but like it works. It looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It reminds me a lot of my map. He also used all the elements. He used fire, tundra, city, forest, water. So this is as good as they come. I think will there be we actually haven't discussed this, but will there be a penalty for not having it 100% symmetrical, or can you still get a dub? Like, can you still score in the top three?
Yeah, so I mean, it's totally dependent on the placement. Like, I would say, like first place again is going to go to like an overall vote of anybody through engagement. And number two is going to be a vote from the Pizza Ninjas core team, and the third will be a vote from the community. So, uh, It
Yeah.
depends on how many people value like symmetry, right? Like I would personally like rank this over a perfectly symmetrical one that has less effort, but maybe Trevor wouldn't. And so that would, be me versus Trevor in the Pizza Ninja team vote. So
Right.
yeah, that's kind of why we did that, right? Like it's kind of open to interpretation.
Yeah, and again, this one is like it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it's there's near symmetry, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's the idea of it. So great, man. Great job, David.
Could you hear my claps earlier?
Yeah.
Good. David deserves those claps. Cool. So obviously we're sharing all of the ones too that are submitted. So like you're not if you actually submit it the correct way, you're not going to be overlooked. So just remember that. It might take, give it some time to see it. But all right, let's go on to Scion. I met him in New York during NFT NYC of when we did the Pizza Bus tours last February, and he is an avid Pizza Ninja community member, and he hosts his own spaces with Special. And let's take a look at his map.
Pizza Pets Battle Arena, a dynamic game map that evolved from an initial spark of inspiration drawn from the Coachella 2012 festival.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I pieced together the design.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Actually, fast forward it.
From an initial spark of inspiration drawn from the Coachella 2012 festival layout. As I pieced together the design,
Wow.
it transformed into a playful tribute to the countless hours spent building with my son, stacking blocks like virtual Legos. This multifaceted map blends RPG-style adventure with an array of interactive mini-games, guiding players through an immersive journey. Along the way, you can snag Bitcoin loot boxes, uncover treasure chests, raid villages to boost your health, and mine for epic superpowers, all while battling it out in a vibrant pizza-loving pet universe. Welcome to the Ultimate Pizza Pets Battle Arena.
That's sick, dude. Got to get another round of applause. That like modeling it off of Coachella was like next level, like creativity. Like I wouldn't like. How do you even think of that? Like, like let me think of a random place on Earth that's really cool and model it off of that. Like that's so freaking cool, dude. What even? I like the little puzzle outro break on the map. That looks cool. A little effect.
He hits us on the heartstrings too.
Yeah, with the family sentiment.
Family, and make sure he covers all the boxes.
Yeah, dude, that's sick. I like the city. Like you're just kind of building out the city right here. Like there's so many characters on this map. At first glance, I didn't like the strings of like these kind of like outlayer strings of island, but like the more I look at them, the more I like them. Like I could totally see this being like part of a map. So yeah, well done. This is really cool. Any final thoughts, Rod?
So for those that haven't gotten around building just yet, the deconstruction, so reducing the tiles and adding them in kind of like thin air like this is a little bit more complex than just doing the standard 20 by 20, 30 by 30 build, I feel. So that deserves some credit. Again, this one is not super symmetrical, but it's a build that makes sense. So it's going to be dependent on the community, how it's received. Yeah, right. So I put out a few tips covering some of the stuff that you shared in the video as well, and some other things that I noticed as the week went by and submissions came trickling in. And one of the things I said there was to really encourage people as well to work on their creativity and do things like, build bridges, work in 3D on different levels, omit things so that you work with air and deconstructed builds. So that was kind of like my take on quick tips, I guess.
Yeah, I like this thread a lot. Very well done thread. It's shared on the Pizza Pets account. To check it out, like during your map building, probably best to read this while you have like before getting started. That way you can go in like prepared. Also, you know, if it helps you out, give it a like and a share. We always like to support fellow pizza ninjas putting in effort to help other people out. So moving on, this one doesn't have a video, but he says this is his first one, so I guess there's many more. And man, this one looks different. Yeah, this one like really stood out to me because it's so high, you know, and it makes sense to have going up here, you know, just flying up here. I don't know how Aquafin's gonna get up there, you know. Good luck with that, big boy.
Yeah,
Um,
it's the
yeah,
Lego
this
map.
I know it's ambitious, right? It's cool. I don't know. It's just so different. I like it. It's aesthetic to like look at. I don't know how
Especially,
practical it'd be to, like battle, right? Like unless you did have like, you know, some of those more agile characters that could easily like hop on these things. I don't know how practical it would be, but as far as just like looking at it, like seeing these blocks stacked and seeing like how different the elevation is, I like that a lot.
yeah, it's for sure creative on the level of like, elevation. And also notice things like the waterfall, right? So there's the kind of the top tundra part, the frozen part, and then water goes down in between the grass and the snow, um, which I think is super cool. The one tiny thing that I would remark in terms of improving the build is there's some inconsistencies, let's say. So, for example, you can still see some orange at the bottom of the waterfall and some green at the top of it, whereas that should be lowered using the arrow keys to make for a consistent build.
Yeah, definitely. And I know this is his first map, but there's some like random stuff too. Like this Aquafin's kind of like hovering over the trees instead of like set to go through the trees. And this one's kind of just in a random spot.
Yeah.
So I think like actually thinking out the game theory of like if we're playing a game on this map, how would it look? And I think you could make this work. You just got to get creative with it, and you might even have to explain that.
Yeah, a little
But
explanation goes a long way, right? Like it can just be
yeah.
text overlay over some slides as
So I
well.
mean, he does explain a little bit. He says it's divided into snowfields and lava fields with mountains, waterfalls, and lakes. You can choose to attack and defend with your best pets and snowfields and lava fields, or you can cross the mountains and force your way into the opponent's camp. The choice of partner and route is critical. Trevor made a comment on the waterfall, saying he loves the waterfall. Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool effect. I'm about it. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
go on. Let's go on to so this one. We're not gonna watch this. This wasn't a submission, but this was part of y'all's live stream that y'all did that we talked about at the beginning. How long did this last? For an hour and 25 minutes, and you guys just kind of like
grass.
To
We were jamming. So
yeah.
this actually, Chris, this was my first time where I figured out how to use command and the brackets. I
Yeah.
realized it can be a little bit tricky, to be honest. What probably pays off, what I didn't do, probably pays off to create sections, and you can even rename your things as well. To have like
What are you guys doing in the middle over there?
well, this was just my build. I was just
Yeah.
messing around with, because I think it was the day after the pyramid news or something like that, and I was trying to see if I could build a pyramid structure.
What was the pyramid news? I haven't been keeping up.
Chris, it's been the biggest breakthrough archaeological discovery maybe ever.
It's bigger than routine.
Well, freaking routine doesn't even sustainably break 10 million these days.
That's
So
true. That's true.
But I don't even know what the biggest Gaza pyramid, or no, it's not Gaza. Sorry, it's Gizeh. My bad. It's Gizeh pyramids, right? The news is basically TLDR. You have kilometer-long structures underneath the pyramids that are spiral shaped. There are pillars going into the ground that have even internal structures where people used to walk around. And now archaeologists are kind of guessing, with all this subterranean structure that was previously unknown to us, what did they do with these damn pyramids? Which purpose did they serve? How did they create it? Was it a kind of an energy generator? Was it a really smart device that whose like way of operating is completely lost due to this civilizational decline? So it's a mystery. We don't know, but it's big news.
Okay, so they had like a basement to the pyramids.
Huge. Imagine that basically the pyramid is on top of 4 huge pillars that go deeply into the freaking ground. It's absurd.
Dang. So like, who put it there?
Who put them there? How does this work? Were they giants? Was the Earth level that it is now, was that even the same level as it was thousands of years ago? Like, yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Did they have Saratoga water down there?
Rumor has it they discovered banana and Saratoga in the pharaoh's tomb.
With a big buff like skeleton mummy down there, like a super swole mummy with like Saratoga next to it and bananas. Is that how it all meshes together? Anyways, let's go. Where's he really?
It was discovered on the pineal gland of the pharaoh.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it looks like you're changing the elevation of this map quite a bit in this video. You had the pyramid in the middle. So I'm expecting to be able to flip this map over and see a whole like, new thing now that you told me all that, right? Like you're gonna flip this, you're gonna like bend the map over and there's gonna be like a whole new structure down there.
It's gonna be mind bending. So you haven't seen anything just yet. I'm coming for the top spot.
I love it. Sweet. Let's look at some other submissions. We got some more since the last week that we need to get to that we haven't looked at yet. This was the post that was announcing the new character. I don't think we looked at this one. Yeah, we haven't. It's been this one wasn't out yet. So
Inspirations from popular ones. Greetings, everyone. This is my entry for the Pizza Pets map competition. In the white paper, there were ideas for creating a MOBA. So I took inspirations from popular ones like League of Legends and Vainglory to create this map. This 30 by 30 map displays the arena in which people will compete against one another, aiming for victory while controlling their pizza pets on the map. The main objective is to destroy the opponent's main turret, which is on the opposite side of the map. In order to get to those, players must use their pizza pets to first destroy smaller turrets stationed on the top, bottom, and middle lanes. There are vaults and mining areas placed around the map where players can gain buffs for their pizza pets once they take control of them. Stations in the middle of the top, bottom, and middle lanes give stronger buffs, motivating players to fight for these points of interest in order to buff their pizza pets. The map layout is symmetrical from each player's point of view, putting everyone on an equal playing field. Each player is allowed to bring up to 5 pizza pets with them into each game, making them come up with a team comp, especially considering team synergy and type advantage. This will make players come up with strategies, making each game unique. Hope you all enjoyed and like my design.
Awesome.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I knew you'd like it because it's symmetrical and like that's like your thing, right? You're like,
my upbringing was in Germany. I can't help it. I like structure.
Germany's structured?
I mean, it used to be back in the glory days. I think nowadays we're just falling down a slippery slope.
Yeah. Well, this map is structured. It is very symmetrical. It reminds me of something you would like. I like that he based the gameplay off of the kind of the design that we are going for with some other similar MOBA games. So I like that. This feels like a very playable map. Yes. But just like from first view, you got the bases on the opposite sides. You got these on the opposite sides. Like you can kind of fight in the middle. You have lanes to go down, right? Like different lanes. So yeah, I really like this one as well. There's been so many good submissions so far. Really, the videos, the voiceovers. I didn't realize so many people were keen to like these AI voiceovers, but everybody's killing it with them.
What's the engagement on this one?
3.3K impressions, 45 likes, 18 reposts, and 14 comments.
Bullish.
Yes, sir. And I mean, that's coming from an account with only 1,200 followers. So like that just shows you like you don't have to be big to like, you know, again, I think ultimately the content's going to speak for itself, like on the way you do it.
Yeah, I was talking to Mr. B. I was trying to bully them into the stream as well, but maybe we'll succeed later this week.
I'm just kind of, now that you asked me that, I was just kind of checking some of the, this one was just reposted, David, so I hope that it does pretty well. Because honestly, I still think David's might be my favorite, but I'm coming from the bias of like, you know, video editing and like just the effort used in actually like explaining it. Not necessarily saying this is my favorite map, but just the way he did the video is probably my favorite. And it's still pretty simple. Even little things like he used our logo, like, you know, like use our logo in the top left. Like that's small, but that's cool, right? Like it's the small things. Yeah. Did like this extra like set of text to kind of, you know, add to the lore, the storyline, all that. Yeah, good job, David. Let's go, Dog Army. Oh yeah, so we mentioned the lucky draw, but we have a video on it too. This is our video of you know, going over the Fred, did you know? Hey, let's watch the intro to this. I want to ask you noticed something.
Giving away a full immortal set, 6 immortals, and a single immortal to the top 3 winners.
Did you recognize those sound effects?
I mean, it was a heaven sound effect.
Okay.
And some bubble pops.
Okay. All right, so check this out.
Were we supposed to recognize those?
Yeah, you were. I don't know. I thought it was fun to use those specific. I don't know how many people actually noticed that, but I thought about it when making the video. I was like, you know, it'd be cool when I pop up these prizes.
We are giving away a full immortal set, 6 immortals,
they have it kind of subtle,
and a single immortal to the top 3 winners of our latest competition.
I don't know. It's a random thing. I'm sure like 99% of people didn't notice it, but yeah, it's the same sound effects used from our main animation that we've released to date. So that was fun. But yeah, this video just goes through the fact that all you have to do is submit your map in order to be eligible. And in order to submit it, if we haven't stressed this enough, we have it pinned, all the details. You scroll down and you'll see a link to submit form. If you do, I want to stress this, if you do not submit to this form, you will not be eligible. Doesn't matter if you have the best map on the internet. Doesn't matter if you go viral. You have to submit it to the form in order to be eligible. And also in order for us to see it. It's very easy to get overlooked with tons of notifications on Twitter. That's why we have a separate link for you to submit it to. So go to the pinned profile, pinned post on the profile, click submit, and go from there. Yes, sirree. Really exciting stuff with this map competition and with our upcoming game. Like I'm ready to actually play it, right? Like we'll be on here in a couple and whenever, I'm not gonna say a time frame, and like actually be able to play the game like while like doing this video. It's gonna be super cool, and like maybe use these maps that we've created, you know. So that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, man, it's a privilege. Imagine playing games is our job.
Yeah. How cool is that? And even for the viewers, like, you know, designing a map for like something of value, right? Like there's not going to be any Web 2 game that I can think of that you're going to be able to compete to win prizes this big from building a map where you don't have to be like a, you know, let's say like, you know, I don't even know what like a big map building. I guess Minecraft as a competition right now. Like you're gonna have to be like the top 1% of humans to like be able to actually have a chance in that competition. Whereas like a Web3 niche competition on Bitcoin is like you're a lot more likely to be able to compete. You know, and something like that. I always remind myself of that in this space. It's so narrowed down and niche that the competition isn't as competitive. Now we hope to be the game itself. We hope to be appealing to everybody one day. David's here. David, we looked at yours a couple times. I really liked it. One of my favorite videos so far. I really appreciate your attention to detail, how you use our logo. You use like animations for the words to get them to move and point it to your bridge and point it to other elements. The music, the buildup of the storyline. Let's go, David and Dog Army.
100% David. Let's build it. Who would have thought that we're actually right in saying back when we were kids and teenagers, and I'm not sure if I was the only one telling my parents that one day I was going to make money playing games because they saw me. I was addicted to World of Warcraft. I was going hard, skipping school, playing, PvP, PvE, and all that jazz. And turns out 20 years later, here we are.
Here we are. Landing right back at square one. I entered some game tournaments lately, man. I've actually was supposed to play a poker tournament tonight, a Web3 creator competition on Abstract, but I sent my address too late, so I'm going to compete in the next one. But it was for $5,000. But yeah, my last few games, I did a tournament the other day and came in 53rd out of 10,000 people on Abstract. And then I did one before that where I was 19 out of 5,000 people. It might have been more than that. But the last game was all or nothing, and I got nothing. So I went from I would have won $500 if I would have kept my 19th spot to out of the money. So that was a bummer. But this last one I did do well on. Yeah, I'm a big gamer myself. I don't talk about it a lot on here. I don't really game as much as I used to. But because we got to do this stuff now, but it's cool to kind of do a full circle and kind of be a part of the design, as a competitive Pokemon player my whole life. And by the way, this is not solidified yet, but we're talking about doing some fun little competitions for the community that are not related to this game as well, just kind of community building competitions. So stay tuned for those, and I plan on possibly orchestrating a few of those in collaboration with some other projects as well.
Amazing, man. What kind of game was it where you were 19th on? Was it also?
It was RecTech. It was a Web3 game. It was the RecTech on Abstract specifically, which just released last week. That was their grand opening tournament.
Cool. Got it.
Yes, sir. So fun stuff. I think that's really it. We covered everything there is to cover. Next week, when we go live, we're going to be talking about the winners. And yeah, I mean, honestly, we the deadline is Monday, but we could even wait and talk and announce the winners on the show next Tuesday if everybody can wait 24 hours. But we'll talk about that ahead of time. We'll probably be live before then as well. Just kind of giving some updates. So get those maps submitted. I can't stress it enough. Get the map submitted. It's there's still one lucky draw prize. If you just submit something of substance that follows the guidelines. Obviously, don't just get lazy and put one block on there. And there's still 3 places, so best of luck to everybody building their maps.
May the best map builder win. I'm stoked. I think we should create that suspense, announce things on Tuesday, but let's see. I think it's going to be a fun week regardless.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. David, Teebs, Shin, Tio, Troll Farmer, Samir, everybody else. We will see you guys very soon. Have